Welcome to the debut show of Sparkplug TV. I'm your host, Alex, with my co host, Jason.
How's it
And
going, everybody?
this is a show we're just going to be talking about cars, having guests on the show talking about their cars, and having a bunch of funny jokes and see how it all
Just all
turns
around a
out.
great time.
Yeah.
All right, I guess if we're just going to be here talking about cars, talking about other people's cars, I feel like we should let our viewers and listeners know about our cars. So, Alex, how about we start with you?
Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll start at the very beginning.
Oh,
I
no.
bought I had a 1998 Chevy Cavalier back before I even knew anything about cars. Like didn't even know how to engine ran, anything. I got into cars by whenever I really started driving and wanted to figure out what kind of car I wanted. So I just watched a fuckload of YouTube videos on cars, and that's how I learned. But I had this little Cavalier and drove it for probably a good 6 months until it blew up.
Oh, no, we cannot leave out the fact of
We can't leave out the
the wreck.
yeah. So driving down Highway 30, start hydroplaning, smash into a wall.
Oh, you did not start hydroplaning. You ripped the e brake in the middle of Highway 30. You looked at
Yeah,
me and
well,
you went, Jason, Tokyo Drift? And into the wall we went.
slidey, slidey. But yeah, airbags flew, whatever. That
And
car was
that car was.
there was nothing. I never did any mods to it
No,
besides
you
ripping off
did.
the muffler.
You did the six shooter shifter in your
I never
automatic.
got that on.
You
I
never got it
never,
to
yeah,
actually
never
stay.
did actually. Yeah, not maybe thinking about it. I don't think I ever got my stock knob off. And it wasn't automatic. I don't yeah, I didn't know anything. So that car blew up. It sat. I owned it for a really long time. We had it in the Hardee's parking lot, ripping out the engine.
I remember you and Austin doing
Me and
that.
Austin, we literally we didn't know how an engine worked, and we got it down to the block with a bunch of bolts everywhere, and eventually the Hardee's manager was like, "You got about a week, and I'm towing this thing." So we flat towed it all the way to my house, and there it sat till eventually it was scrapped. After that, I got a 1991 Honda Civic. Got me into my love of Hondas. That car started to know about engines.
Yeah,
Oddly
you
enough,
did. You did
funny.
have a way better understanding of
And
how it
yeah,
all
I
worked.
knew how it worked. Pretty funny considering that I didn't even own a car, but got that Honda Civic, and it had a broken timing belt. Fixed that timing belt, and it ran for about a month. Got it legal. Drove it pretty much one time when it had its own plates on it. Distributor went out on it. Could not figure out what the problem was. Eventually sold it because I couldn't figure out what the problem was. The new owner eventually told me it was the distributor. It would run, give it gas, shut off. But that got me into my love of Hondas, and every day I regret selling that car because it should have a K series in it right
It
now.
should. It really should.
And then so sold that car. But actually, before I sold that car, I had bought my current car, and it is a 2012 Civic Si, and I've owned that car for about 3 years, and I love that car, and I will never sell it. It's got intake, exhaust, tune, nice acuity, short throw shifter. I love that car. But then after, I had a 2003 Grand Dam that I had for maybe a month. Drove it as a daily and sold it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
But that's about it. Let's go to you.
All right. Well, I've always been around cars. I've grown up around working on cars to keep
That's the
them on the
difference
road.
between me and you is, and our buddy Jonathan.
Yeah.
these
Jonathan
guys
grew up on a race team, okay?
exactly. But you
I
guys
grew
grew
up
up around
I
cars.
grew up around Shady Tree Mechanics.
Yeah,
And well, my
I-
my stepdad is a uh, semi
backyard mechanic.
trailer mechanic, and he can do a lot of like suspension and brakes. I'll give him that. But whenever it comes to anything more mechanical than that, he's out of his league.
See,
However,
my
however, my
stepdad.
grandfather, on the other hand, knows about motors and everything, knows how to take them apart, put them back together. And he taught me that part of cars. I learned brakes and suspension from my stepdad. And then a lot, and I mean a lot, was learned by YouTube, hanging out with you, hanging out with Jonathan.
Yes, definitely. A lot of this knowledge came from him. Just fucking around with cars too,
Yeah,
and
it,
just
it
hanging
really
out with
just
buddies.
came out from
And that's how you guys will figure out
mistakes.
if you guys don't know how to work on cars. Honestly, just buy a fucking $1,000 shit box and fucking
I'm not
figure
gonna
out what the
lie.
hell's.
I'm not gonna lie, alright? I don't think even you know this, Alex. I learned brake fluid was flammable with my first car.
I did not know flake fluid was flammable. See, this is the thing is.
So I got home.
Oh well,
I got
obviously.
home one night from my job at this time I was at Penn Station because I had my first S10. So my first car was a 1997 Chevrolet S10. It had the 4.3 in it, a 4L60E transmission, and a GM 10 bolt rear end. Not exactly the most reliable drivetrain for those of you who do not know. The motor and rear end are fine. The motor and rear end were great, actually. The transmission's the weak point in that. However, I blew up the motor before I broke the tranny by doing burnouts and donuts in the high school parking lot.
So yeah, we went on a little drive and
Oh
went to the
shit!
high school.
I forgot to even say how I learned brake fluid was flammable. So I came home one night, and I'm just looking at my car, and I remember my dad, my biological father, always telling me to, every once in a while check your brake fluid. I go, okay, I don't know how to check brake fluid. So I took the cap off. I go, yep, it's good. So I went in the cab and I put my foot on the pedal, and it squirted brake fluid
Oh,
up, and the truck was running, and the brake fluid fell onto the damn exhaust manifold and caught my engine bay on fire. So I really quickly put the cap on, took the jacket I was wearing off, and started beating the fire with it. I put it out. I did successfully put it out. But
anyway,
man that was stupid.
so that truck blew up. Can't get away from that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yep, it did blow up. That was with you. We rode to Moto Mart one night while I was living with you because I think we were hungry and there was literally
Yeah,
nothing to eat.
just something. We wanted to go to the gas station,
Yeah.
but it was wet outside, so
I think that's
were-
why we wanted to go, was because it was wet outside and we were going to go do dumb shit in the high school parking lot. So we
But
went.
yeah,
So getting to the gas station, we drove past our high school. So we just pulled in the parking lot and started ripping donuts and doing dumb things, you know, like
high school's dumbasses.
normal high school dumbasses do. And then it drove to the gas station. It started
Oh
back
yeah.
up at the gas station, no problem. Drove back to.
I think we went to the gas station first, and then
Oh
on the
yeah,
way
we
back
did.
we stopped at the
Yeah,
high school.
yeah. But it ran fine from the high school to where we were living. And I woke up the next
Yeah.
morning to go to work. Started it. It started. I drove it out to where I got on the highway.
I
Like
actually think
normal.
it had problems starting,
It did.
and then eventually it went.
Oh yeah,
Vroom,
it
and you're
didn't
like, all
want
right,
it.
wish me luck.
Yeah, it didn't want to start. I got out onto the highway, like, and where we were living, you could literally just walk down a hill and be
Yes.
at the highway.
We were right by the highway.
Uh, as soon as I got onto the highway, I gunned it, and it went nowhere. I did a whole 5 miles an hour up this little hill to get onto a flatter part of the highway. Got it up to 10 miles an hour, and it wouldn't go any faster, so I pulled over and had to get it towed. Got it towed up to Brennan Auto Body where they told me I blew it up. So I went and picked it up and brought it back to where I'm currently living. And uh, then then I was thinking about swapping it. I thought about it.
Well, we all thought about swapping our blown up cars.
Yeah, we all have. We
But we
really
didn't
have.
have
We
the
did not
mechanical
have the
knowledge
funding
or the funding
to LS swap the S10. So
No, a swapped S10 would have been amazing.
it would have been
I've
great.
already seen them. They're fucking
Yeah,
fucking
I've seen them too.
rowdy.
They're beasts. But
They weigh nothing.
yeah, they weigh absolutely nothing. That thing was scary in the rain, especially whenever I had the bald tires on it.
But you had a family member buy it, and
Yeah,
they put a new motor in it, and they're still driving it, I believe.
Yeah, actually, it did get sold. I sold it to my uncle, who then sold it to my cousin.
So, still in the family.
Yeah, it's still in the family. I probably could go buy it back if I wanted to.
Yeah, if it's you still have access to it.
Yeah,
like,
I still have
wanted
access to go buy it.
Like me, the Cavalier's gone. The Civic was for sale not that long ago, but I did not have the funds at the time.
Oh no, how much was it?
It was listed for like 1,500, but I was broke.
Oh yeah.
If it was listed now, I'll fucking buy it in a heartbeat. But yeah. So Civics, I think, got sold again to somebody else. So I think it's pretty much gone now.
I think so.
That Grand Am I sold to some dude. I made profit on it. That was just a flip vehicle, really, honestly.
Yeah.
But after that, what did you decide to get your hands on?
After that, I looked around for a long while, and a family friend was selling a car. And it just so happened to be a 1988 Cadillac Seville with the North Star V8 front-wheel drive. None of the windows worked. Only the sunroof worked. So, man, I would go through drive-thrus and pop my head out that sunroof, be like, hey, I got my drink for free a lot. Now that I'm thinking about it, I got a drink for free a lot in that car.
But, so what you do to it? What mods?
I think literally the only modification I did to it was that damn intake.
Well,
that Edelbrock air cleaner.
You took the muffler.
Oh yeah, and I chopped the muffler off, and I ended up.
It sounded good.
It did.
That was a good.
It actually did.
This is a V8. I mean, it's
yeah.
fucking roll.
And I put a cherry bomb on it to make it quieter, and it still sounded great.
Yeah. That was the best sounding vehicle you've had so far.
No.
You talking about the fucking 5.3? I don't care. That Cadillac sounded good.
That I will agree. That Cadillac sounded better than the 5.3.
But
I like the way my 2.2 sounded much better.
No, oh my God, that thing was rap as fuck. You had that fact. See,
I know, man. That's why I liked it.
In my Honda, my K series, it's got some growl to it. It ain't no fucking.
I will give you that. It's got growl.
It's mean. It's angry. I love that car. I never fucking sell it.
That Cadillac, I was dropping my girlfriend off at work at the Higher Ridge Farm and Home, and I had to drive back to Cedar Hill.
Before we continue.
Oh no.
What happened with that distributor on Highway 30?
Oh, you were in the car.
Yeah, me and Jonathan.
Yeah, you and Jonathan were in the car. So, we're coming down Highway 30. I think, Alex, you were in the back seat.
I don't remember.
And Jonathan was in the passenger seat, I believe, because he was throwing a bitch fit about it. Anyway.
We'll have him on the podcast, obviously.
Yeah, he'll be on probably the next episode.
Yeah.
Once he discovers this is a thing.
We've been keeping this thing. We've been.
Man, even Z doesn't know about it.
Z does not know about it, and he knows a lot.
Yes, he does.
You know, we tell him everything. I mean, we tell all our friends everything, really. But
Yeah, no,
this
this was
is
something that him and I
this
wanted to
is
keep on the down low.
one of my ideas, and I'm like, let's not say anything about it. Let's just start it. Let's get it done. Let's just go with it. But
And see,
yeah,
we came up with it. He
you
came
see
over
where
to
we're
my
at now so
house.
far. So
You came over to my place and we were talking about it.
yeah.
And I was
Okay,
like, I've been wanting to do it too. So we just said, fuck it, let's do it.
yeah, let's do
And
this.
here we are.
Yeah.
So the distributor cap on Highway 30. We were coming back from a talk with my recruitment for the
Yeah.
army, which do
Anyway,
not congratulate me in the comments. I didn't make it through basic. I ain't trying
probably
to be
shouldn't have
like
said
that.
that.
I ain't
You're
trying to
gonna
be like that.
hated.
No, I'm very upfront with it. I do not want to be congratulated about it because technically I didn't do anything.
Oh, I mean, not making it through basic, you're gonna get hate for. You're gonna be like, "I want a pussy."
I've dealt with it for however long now. It's fine. It's not like I could go back and try again anymore anyway, which we'll get to that later.
Well, you already tried once, so.
No,
Try
I
again.
could go back.
You're just gonna embarrass yourself again.
Right.
Anyway,
So the distributor cap
I think it was just like we
is
were
the
just
rotor.
driving. It was like
the rotor.
and it just started running really bad,
No, the rotor.
or it just shut off. No, it shut
No,
off.
it started
shut off
popping really bad, like almost like it was loud, and
Something. I don't
John.
remember. We
I pulled over.
It would not start up back up.
No, it wouldn't start. So
Oh,
I thought it
man.
overheated. That's what
Me
I
and
thought. I thought
Jonathan
it
get out.
overheated.
Me and Jonathan get out. We start pushing the motherfucker because we're right next to an exit down to. We were gonna pull it into.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it into Steak and Shake.
So, me and Jonathan are pushing this motherfucker, and some
The damn
Mustang
Mustang.
drives by and just
If
revs that out.
whoever
Like,
you
"Fuck
are,
you!"
if you are out there, Mr. Mustang driver, and you are listening to this podcast, I want to meet you, and I want you on this show.
Yeah, we'll take you. We'll take
I'm
you
not
on the
kidding.
podcast.
I want you on the podcast.
If you've seen us pushing a really old car and you revved at us, you tell us the color of that car.
It was a really old Cadillac. It had no tint on the windows, but if you can tell me what color it was,
Yeah.
I'll have you on the show. And tell me what color your Mustang was, because I know what color it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get it into the parking lot. We can't figure out what's wrong with it, so we call John's dad. John's dad comes up and goes, "It's the distributor rotor." He goes, "It's the distributor rotor. Here's a new one." And he put it in and started up right away. And we were like, "Huh."
This guy builds cars. He's
This man does engine swaps on the side.
Yeah, for real. So
yeah,
that got me into the gears, of hey, you can actually fucking fix cars. They're not that fucking complicated.
No, really, they're not. And to be honest, the world is hurting for young mechanics. So if you think that you like cars and you want...
I used to be a mechanic. I used to work at the Honda dealership.
See, I don't work for a dealership.
I hated it.
I don't work for a dealership. I work for a private shop.
Mom and pop shop.
Yeah, I work for a mom and pop shop. And I love it. I love my job.
I would like it if I started at a mom and pop shop like you did.
Definitely start out at a mom and pop shop, because they're the ones that are going to be willing to teach you whatever you don't know. They'll actually get you ready to go to that bigger shop.
Well, even if you don't ever want to leave that shop, they have more care for you.
They care a lot more about you.
You have a better relationship with the owner. And when you're at a big company, like, I'm kind of a hypocrite for saying this now because I work for Walmart.
Yeah.
Whenever I said that, I'm done working for big companies, but
Yep.
the pay that Walmart's giving me, and I have a good relationship with the leads that I have. So like I feel welcome, and
Right.
you know what I mean. So, but working for that, like working for like a certain big companies, you're just a piece of paper to them. Yeah, and they don't have any sympathy for you, and but whenever you personally know the owner of that company, it's a lot different.
It is. It is a lot different. Like I have a very good relationship. I feel like I have a very good relationship with my boss. But literally,
It's
you
not even
can
just
you
your
can
boss, it's the person that you're working for, who you are working for.
right, like this is the owner of the shop
Yeah.
and she's there almost every day. But I feel like I have a pretty decent relationship with her for the simple fact of I show up on time, I do my job.
Yeah, I mean, like
I have not been late one time.
whenever I left Honda, I went to work for a literal mom and pop shop, and
Oh
it
yeah,
was kind of a shop.
you went to
It
Common
was
Sense Rental, right?
Yes, yeah, it was it's a rental place, but what I did there was I loaded equipment, and I also worked on the small engines. And that was really fun. I just didn't like the pay, and the environment was really bad. I worked right in the summer, 100-degree days. I was dripping sweat, power washing equipment with boiling hot water. Not joking. The
Man.
water that came out of the pressure washer was over 200 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh.
It was did not help with the 100-degree sun.
Yeah, I guarantee
It
you
was
that
just
didn't.
really it was miserable, I would say. But working for him, like I liked working there better than working at the big place. Cuz like I knew the owner and stuff like that.
So
And
so what you're saying is the work is what sucked,
the work is what sucked. That's why I quit. That's why I don't work there anymore.
whereas the environment was fine.
Yeah, like
Like the people you worked
working
with.
around the people working around, like I had no problems with.
Yeah.
Like
So
everyone there was
so
awesome,
the
and
work sucked.
yeah, the work sucked for $15 an hour.
Yeah, it did.
So then I left there and went to the gas station, which was another mom and pop owned little gas station. It wasn't a big gas station chain.
Well,
This
technically
guy
it is.
owned the company that the gas is through
Oh.
is BP, but the store itself, the owner only owned that store, and he owns Ranch House in St. Clair.
Oh. Okay.
That's it. Uh, and working there was awesome. I mean, I knew the owner. The owner wasn't there. He was only there once a week, in the morning time. So I didn't see him, but like like met him a couple of times, and he gave Christmas bonuses and stuff. Like it was like working there was the best, and I hated to leave there. It's just the money was I did not get paid a lot there. I was only 13 an hour, and Walmart I'm getting 18.50. So
Right.
the only reason why I left that fucking gas station was because of the money.
I mean, I will say
The
that gas
one
station
like
for you was a pretty sweet gig. It really was.
oh yeah, I loved it there. Uh, I knew the community that came through, like like I see the people at Walmart still, and they're like, "Hey,"
Right.
I'm like, "Hey, what up?" So it really got me know to really connect with my community and know people instead of
I feel like that's
walk.
kind of what I'm getting at the shop I work for now.
Yeah, you get to do you talk to to the customer
Yeah, I
or
talk to
the
them a
owners of
lot
the
now.
cars?
Now that I got my inspector's license.
Right, because you're probably coming in there, hey,
Yeah, I gotta come
this
in
is
there
the
and explain
problem,
to.
or you show them on their car.
Yeah, I gotta explain to them why they failed. I had someone come in who I don't. I don't want to sound offensive, but I really don't think he knew too much about cars.
I mean,
He failed
let's
a
be honest.
He failed a mission. I mean, yeah, let's be
85%
honest.
of this
It's
entire population knows jack shit about cars.
yeah. Let's be real here. Let's be real. And this is a podcast for car guys, or if you are trying to learn more about cars, and we give you credit for that.
Yeah.
But whenever I feel like if you own a car, you should at least know oil change, brakes, and
I wouldn't say brakes. Brakes is kind of a bigger
brakes is
thing.
easy.
I know it's easy, but for somebody that doesn't really
Or at
know
least
anything,
know when you need to go get your brakes checked out.
yes, for real. You don't even need to know how to do an oil change. I mean, because like if you're some college girl, you don't fucking know. You know it's a car, but at least know when to go take a car into the shop.
Right,
Because there
at
are
least
some
know that
motherfuckers out
much.
there 20,000 miles fucking still
At least,
going.
at least know that much. And when I tell you your car fails inspection, like emissions for monitors, do not freak out. No one broke your car. Just drive it.
Yeah. Well, my car will fail for monitors because I got one of them Delito catalytic converto. So, yeah.
Well, hey, that wasn't your fault though. You
No, it was.
You stupid.
It was my fault.
I'm trying to cover for you. I was
I
gonna
did
say
that.
I was gonna say you hit a rock in my driveway and it broke it. And you didn't have the money
I
and you
sold
didn't
that
have the money to
motherfucker.
replace it and you cut it out.
I sold that motherfucker. I was like, I'm gonna steal my own cat.
Ain't nobody gonna steal my
And
cat.
it's easy.
I'm
Whenever
gonna steal it.
We had these. I'm not gonna name names, but I knew the person. They stole all the cats off the city buses in United
What?
Cities. Yeah, that was a big deal. And then they would steal cats off cars. But I was like, they look under my car and be like, there it is. Fuck. That's a lot of us. That's a lot of us.
Yeah, let's
They'd
be
be like,
real.
someone's already been here.
Yeah. I mean, I think I got one that's getting a little clogged up, so I'll probably
Hey,
end
but
up
if you see somebody underneath
cutting 'em
somebody's
out.
car going, "Yeah, I believe a shotgun to the kneecaps is a fair order."
Yeah, or if you just carry a handgun, just one round to the, mid section of the where the legs and torso meet.
That happened to my girlfriend's stepdad.
Oh?
His buddy shot his nut off. Dead ass. He has one nut.
Okay then.
Anyway, we're not done with your cars.
No, we've only gotten to the caddy.
Yeah.
And the caddy blew up from a high pressure oil line rupturing, and it ran low on oil for a day, and then I realized
There's a window in the block.
Yeah, there is. I realized it and tried to save it and failed. And then it started overheating really bad, and then it just punched a hole through the fucking block. Currently sits in the junkyard behind my house.
That's funny though. It's funny because you know where that fucking car is.
Well, you're not gonna like this answer. So the next one was a 2000 Chevy Silverado. It was white. It was my grandpa's. I didn't do much to it until later in me owning it.
Yeah, that truck's been I've seen that truck. That truck's always been around.
Yeah.
That was your grandpa's old truck, and he still had it after he bought a new truck.
Yeah, and then I drove it, and I didn't do a whole lot to it.
I wonder why he didn't keep that 2015.
Transmission problems.
Ah.
Yeah, the
Yeah, 'cause now he's got a 2019.
yeah, the dealership forgot to
Three
put,
white Silverados.
yeah, in a row.
But what are you gonna do? Man loves his Silverados. Like this
They're a
man
great
loves his
truck.
Hondas.
They're a great truck.
My dream Honda is a fucking S2000. I will fucking own one of them, and it will fucking be sideways
I got my dream pickup truck now.
with a K24.
I have my dream pickup truck now. I have my white cat eye Silverado.
Yeah,
And I'm doing a black and white build with it. It will
we're
be.
not talking about that truck yet.
Yeah, you're right.
We
You're
got
right. We're not
8
talking
other
about.
cars to go. No,
I've owned a few. I've owned a
yeah,
few.
not 8, but
And the 5.3, I didn't do much to it in the
5.3.
beginning.
That was his grandpa's truck.
Yeah, I didn't do much to it in the beginning. And then later down the road, I tinted it. I put a bunch of stickers on it. Put lights in the dash. I upgraded the stereo system. And I chopped off the muffler.
No, he put an MBRP muffler on it.
Oh, yeah, I did.
That
And then I chopped
that
off
I
the
got
muffler.
from my buddy who was gonna put it on his Fiesta ST.
And then I straight piped it instead.
Yeah.
Which
What happened to
did-
that truck?
Nah, that one I got T-boned in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long you owned that truck?
That, I think, was the longest I've owned a vehicle.
Yeah.
I renewed the plates on that twice.
And then after that, I believe you.
I own that
black.
truck. Yeah, I own that truck for. No. My black truck, I think I've owned the longest.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is your next vehicle?
Yeah, which is my next one. I think I own the black one for 3 years and the Silverado for 2. Yeah, I did. Because I transferred the plates over because they were still good for a whole nother year.
Well, no, you didn't have the black truck for 3 years because when you had your white Silverado, I had my Civic, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah, you're
almost
right.
I'm almost at 3 years on my Civic.
You're right. So I own the white Silverado for 3 years. No, I own the white Silverado for 2. 2.
And then the black
2.
one.
And the black one
about
for
a
2.
year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, but that was a 98?
I still haven't even finished the story of the T-bone.
Oh, well, it's wrecked.
Yeah, I was pulling out on W.
No, you were on MM.
I was on MM. That's right. I was going to a tropical fish store to buy an anemone. I was going to buy an anemone for my saltwater tank, for my clownfish tank, which I don't have anymore. The anemone decided it wanted to kill itself and kill everything in the tank.
Yeah, and then Nemo jumped out too.
Yeah, Nemo jumped out of the tank. But
He said, "Where the fuck Nemo? We need to find Nemo."
oh man. And then yeah, I was pulling out onto MM and dude came around the corner with no headlights on, in the rain, in the dark, in a freaking dark gray Dodge Ram. You know, I think that truck had a little more Ram than Dodge in it. Because I ended up across the street in
Well,
someone's
that's because
yard.
your truck wasn't a Dodge. It didn't dodge out of the way.
Oh, that's right.
That's why. See, Dodge.
I still think that Dodge Ram had more Ram in it, though.
Dodge Rams, they hit things. They don't get hit. They ram, they dodge. So.
Yeah. But I ended up across the way in someone's front yard, still on all 4 wheels. Somehow. I went down a ditch and then back up this lady's yard on all 4 wheels. Because there were tracks.
You got lucky.
There were tracks through the yard.
You have not rolled.
Nope.
That's surprising.
I almost did
Talk
in the
about
caddy.
the next truck, but
I almost did in the caddy. I got into an argument with a girlfriend and ended up breaking up with her in the car, and she grabbed the wheel and yanked it and sent me into the median, and I almost flipped it. And then Burns Mill ended up taking her home instead of me.
I want to tell a story real quick about this white truck. So me and Jason here were at his grandpa's house
Oh no.
at the lake, and we are pulling out on the 30. We're leaving. I'm in my Civic SI,
Oh.
and he's in his white truck, and we gun it on 30. Well, if you know anything about Burns Mill, they are very notorious. Well, honestly, not anymore now that they've gotten all new cops because of some legal reasons.
Yeah.
But they are
All new.
they're less they're less
They're not as bad.
aggressive anymore.
They're not as bad. They're
But they
still rude.
were.
They're still rude.
I haven't been pulled over by
I
them.
I
So
got my black truck got pulled over by them
I've been
multiple
pulled over once
times.
by them,
Over
but it wasn't
tint.
even in my car. But we pull out on the 30, and my speedometer, I got up to I think 92, and
I was at like 90.
something. Anyway, this was before I had a radar detector, and
I bought one
we're
promptly afterwards.
uh, I'm in the left. I'm in the left lane. He's in the right lane. We're racing. Obviously, my car's faster, but
Way
we're not
faster.
really racing. We're going fast. We're honestly just driving fast.
Yeah, we were just
In the
having fun.
median, about 200, about a quarter mile, not even an eighth mile, about an eighth mile in front of me, was a Burns Mill Charger sitting in the median. And I was like, oh, fuck! Slam on the brakes. I get over in the left lane, or right lane. I whip over to the right lane. Jason's retarded ass gets in the left lane and passes me as I'm going 60. Got pulled out after we passed him, obviously. So,
I don't know what I was planning on doing.
well, I don't know what the fuck you were doing. So, but I'm in a red two-door sports car, and he's in a white truck. Cop decides, yeah, I'm gonna go for the truck. But, you know, obviously, the truck was still speeding because I was going 60 miles an hour in the right lane, and
I think
Jason
I was doing
passed
about
me.
70.
Yeah. So, cop decides to get the truck. So, but this is a good lesson to you.
$385
If you see
later.
a cop, do the fucking don't break the law anymore.
Yeah, that was $385 later. It is not on my record.
Yeah. So, but truck got hit.
Yep, T-bone.
Slid.
But I still know where it is.
Yeah. Because you kept the truck after it was wrecked,
Nope.
and it was totaled.
Nope.
You kept it.
Nope.
You had it.
Nope.
No.
It was in a tow yard, and they wouldn't let me take it. The police wouldn't let me take it.
It's your truck.
The police wouldn't let me take it because they hadn't gone through it, because they were checking us both for drugs. Because the both of us refused drug tests.
Well, that's kind of bullshit. But
It is bullshit because I was never asked about a drug test. So.
well, anyway, you you don't have that truck anymore.
No.
So you bought.
So then I
you
bought
told,
a 1998 Chevrolet S10. Black, 5-speed manual. 4-cylinder.
His first manual.
4-cylinder.
The 4-cylinder too. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, the V6 first.
When I bought
first
it,
truck.
When I bought it, the first thing I did to it, in the parking lot that I bought it at, I unscrewed the antenna and put a bullet antenna on it. In the parking lot I bought it at. So then I'm trying to go home, and it took me stalling it 5 times to realize I never took the parking brake off.
Idiot. Yeah, well, it happens to all of us. We've all done it. But I remember he called me, and he was like, "Hey, I need to show you my new truck." So he showed it to me, and I was like, "Yes, he finally fucking bought a manual."
I'm looking for another one. If you have a 1998 Chevrolet S10, black, 4-cylinder, 5-speed manual, find me and talk to me.
Yeah. So yeah, that was his truck, and he loved that truck. Go ahead.
Clearly, I'm trying to buy another one.
Your mods
during
list.
the podcast. Oh my god. I did a lot to that truck.
You first suspension he did. He got some Beltec lowering kit,
I didn't get a lowering kit. I bought the
or you just
rear
got
kit.
screen,
I bought the rear kit brand new from Beltec, and I bought front springs
which was just U
off.
bolts and a block,
Yeah,
right?
the lowering kit on the back was just U-bolts and a block, and the front springs were lowering springs. I bought the lowering springs off Facebook Marketplace.
Mm.
The lowering springs did not lower it as much as the guy stated they would, which kind of pissed me off because the truck sat squatted for a while till I could get the money to purchase the spindles,
Mm.
which I did end up purchasing. So when I purchased the spindles, I went ahead and did
Then the truck
bearings.
actually sat good.
Yeah, it sat
Except you had
level. It was
the
great.
worst fucking wheel
I
choice on
had
it.
the worst wheel gap ever. But when I did the
You had fucking
spindles,
15s with rubber bands on it.
yes, I did.
What the fuck? 15 Steelies on rubber bands
I liked it.
with fucking six
Green
inch
spiked lugs.
6-inch wheel gap, and the truck sat 6 inches off the ground. Like, what the fuck?
Oh no, the truck didn't sit 6 inches off the ground when I was done. The truck literally sat an inch and a half off the ground. Ground to frame was an inch and a half. I measured it. I was like, damn, I am never going to be able to pull in anywhere without scraping. And I was correct. Scraped every time I pulled into your
Oh my god,
driveway.
that was hilarious when
I
you pulled into my
scraped.
driveway.
I was
like,
the
yeah,
only
you're not
one.
pulling in the driveway again.
I was the only one out of all of us that scraped pulling into your driveway. John
My
was
car
on
scrapes.
coilovers.
Jonathan
didn't.
scrapes. He had to fucking really go sideways.
Yeah, that's true.
We all,
Well,
my car has to go sideways. Luckily, my driveway is like the perfect width. With my girlfriend, it's weird. My driveway is kind of shaped like an L,
yeah.
so I'd pull all the way up towards the top of the L, and my girlfriend goes to the bottom of the L. That way, that we can both get out if we need to. But my car is a manual, and I use the e-brake to park. I never put my car in gear. I just never do it, just because. Eventually, I want to have a remote start, but I never used I never put
Imagine.
it in gear.
Imagine you just
But I never put it in gear
remote
unless
start it
like
one day and
I
you
have
put it in
to.
first on accident and it just pulls
It's like,
right
bye
into your
bye.
deck.
Beep. I'm sitting right here, just beep. Oh, almost like, what the fuck was that? I look in the cars at the back of my house, up the hill, and my deck is halfway in my yard.
That'd be great.
I was like, ah, damn it. But I would never do that because I never put it in gear. Unless I'm like on a really bad hill, and I really do. But I don't. My driveway has a little hill, that's why we scrape. But I don't park because my
See, the
e-brake is a
S10's
little
e-brake
fucked up.
didn't work after I screwed it up when I first bought it.
But my e-brake is a little fucked up, and
So I
it
had to
doesn't
put
like
it in
just
gear.
park on hills. It doesn't like parking on hills, so I park at the top of the L because that's flat.
I had to
My
put mine in
girlfriend's
gear.
car. My girlfriend's car is parked at the bottom of the L, but since you have to drive sideways to get in the driveway, it's like the perfect amount for my car.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
But
But
the S10 also got got an exhaust. It was a axle dump. It dumped before the axle. Out of straight from a hollowed out catalytic converter into a Cherry Bomb M80 and straight to the ground.
yeah, it was obnoxious.
Yeah, I loved
It's
it.
like that thing sounded like a Honda Civic at 3 a.m. I'm the Honda Civic at 3 a.m. now because I work overnights. But
Yeah.
it's perfect, and I'm loud as fuck.
Yes, you are. But I also did. I swapped the seats out for buckets. I swapped the bench out for buckets. I still have the bench.
Wait a minute. What fucking seats were those? Ranger seats.
Yes, they were Ford
Ranger
Ranger
seats.
seats.
Those were a really good mod. I'll tell you what.
I bought those off of Marketplace, and the guy in like, dude, even after I posted the
You still
picture,
have your S10 seat.
I still have the bench seat. Yeah,
It's in
it's
your
at my
room.
house.
You're at your house, dumbass.
Yeah, it's here.
Talking in the second person, like
Yeah.
thinking really hard about it.
No, I'm not. I'm not thinking. That's
I'm
why.
like, it's in my game room.
Yeah, I'm in the office here, so yeah.
But yeah, that truck was pretty cool. But
But
since it
even
had
the
those
guy that
15
sold them
Suburban
to me,
vans,
even the
it
guy
kept.
that sold that truck to those seats to me, insisted they came out of an S10. However, they were both the driver's seat was powered, and on the underside of the driver's seat, the motor and the tracks had Ford Motorcraft stamped into them.
Yeah. But did you hook up the power seat?
Yeah, I hooked it
I
up.
think you just hooked up
I
12
hooked it up
volts
to a
to it.
switch. So I'd have to
Hooked up.
turn the switch on. It was a little pull switch from a like a light, like a ceiling fan, and I had to pull that in order to move the seat. Well, I didn't really care much about that, so I only did it once, set my seat to where I wanted it, and I tucked it away up into the dash. Which actually, I'm very glad I left it there. And we'll get into that in a minute. But
I don't know what that means.
I'm talking about the big accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Let's go ahead and get into that.
I'm not even done with the mods. I
What
I
what
did
else
the
was there?
steering wheel, the quick release steering wheel, which I still have. It's hanging up on the wall over there
Why don't you
with the
grab that
license
real
plate.
quick? Well, whenever we get into the
Yeah, I'll grab that when we get into the accident.
that is a souvenir.
That is. I still have the shift knob. It's going in the next one.
That was the
I
why
loved my shift knob.
I hated that shift knob.
I loved it. It's
It felt
buried
weird.
somewhere in the closet
Your
where I'd
shift
grab
knob is
it.
this big. My shift knob is this big.
Yeah, and it has a face on it.
A monster face.
It's I love it, but I mean I found a way to hold it comfortably. I have no idea how. Because like after driving your car and after driving Jonathan's car, it never felt the same. But I also did a K&N cold air intake.
I wouldn't call it cold air, but
I mean, it's set up
that
like it's set
was
up
right
like
on top of the engine.
yeah, it was.
If you say it's set up like mine, I will fucking slap you.
No, it's not set up like yours. I was
Mine
gonna
is
say it's set
the
up
best.
like Jonathan's girlfriend's Haley. Yeah, that's who makes yours. But I have a way better one in the car I have now. But
Yes. I finally got through his head. I'm like, you motherfucker need to get an actual cold air intake that goes down into the fender.
so my cold air intake now picks up on the bottom right hand corner of my bumper.
Exactly. Mine's on the bottom left. And I have a little quick release fog light. Pull the tab and you got a ram air.
Yep.
Perfect for the drag.
Mine's picking up ram air all the time. It's in a factory cutout.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
I gotta see it. I still haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, you need to come over.
Yeah.
Man.
I could come over after we're done recording.
Well, no, I thought we were gonna hang out on Saturday.
What's Saturday?
We were gonna go up to Music Go Round.
Well, yeah, but what's wrong with coming over today?
You right.
Okay. Smoke some marijuanas.
Okay. I'm down. Anyway, I also did spark plugs, coils, wires.
You did maintenance items.
maintenance
Woohoo.
items. Uh, all
That's
the
not a
maintenance items. I did all of the maintenance items.
So have I. I've
And
owned my car fucking 50,000 miles.
I didn't even need to do half of the ones I did.
I just did the biggest maintenance item on my Civic, the valve adjustment.
There you
You do
go.
that at 105,000. I did it at a 106.
Yeah, you're fine.
Well,
It's a K series. You're fine.
it's about
uh, I did do a stage 3 clutch.
that truck was
And I did do
trip.
drilled slotted ceramic brakes up front since the rears were drums. Whenever I finished my lowering setup. I think that was it. Oh wait, no, I did my dumb idea of a harness bar and harnesses. That actually ended up saving my life in the accident.
That motherfucking harness bar life almost fucking killed your ass.
Well, if I didn't have it, I was gonna die. If I got hit a little harder, I was gonna die. My situation was perfect.
Your situation was you should have just gotten it done correctly, and you
My situation in that accident was I should have died. But miraculously did not.
So you didn't. So you shouldn't have.
Yeah, so we've definitely learned our lesson. The next S10 is getting a cage. I'm thinking about tube framing it. I don't know. That sounds expensive. Sounds very expensive.
It is expensive. It's called your money is worth. So I'm sorry. The more you spend, the more safer you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Usually. So.
Definitely spend money on safety.
Yes, definitely. Like your seats, your harness, the bar that the harness is going on.
Yeah, so the next S10 is getting a set of Kirky racing seats.
I'm gonna go kind of cheap on mine. I mean, they're good. I want to get race clips.
Race clips.
Civic, yeah. And
well, I was definitely gonna do race clip harnesses.
A welded harness bar.
And I'm gonna do a weld-in. I'm gonna do a weld-in roll bar.
I want to bolt in one, but then also weld it.
I want a weld-in roll bar with a harness bar attached to it. So that just rolls.
Yeah.
That just welds in behind my seat.
Because the Civic is a street car.
Then it gets
definitely
the rack into the bed.
It's not no full-blown race car. It's daily.
Right.
But I just I don't want to go full road cage. I'm gonna be tracking the car once the track opens, or it starts getting warmer. It's fucking January.
Yeah.
This spring.
Anyway, that accident left me with a completely totaled S10, which, by the way, I still know where it is. It's in Georgia. It's a block of metal now. That S10 was completely totaled and left me with a broken in half right femur and a shattered wrist and a hole in my face, which healed up right here. I had a pretty decent hole right there. It was about the size of a dime that I bit through my face. If this will pick up, that is what the S10 looks like now. There you go.
After the accident, not now.
Well, yeah, after the accident. Now it's just a block of metal. But
go grab that steering wheel real quick.
Yeah, I'll go grab the steering wheel and I'll show you what happened to the steering wheel. I don't know where the radio went at all, but I could touch the cylinder head through the hole on the dash where the radio should be by just kind of reaching about yay much of my hand into it.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's scary.
He was driving. I get a message that he got in an accident, and I was like, oh my god. And then, I heard that he was in the hospital, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, That motherfucker is lucky, I guess, but like, holy shit, not lucky at the same time. But I mean, he got into an accident with me also, so that motherfucker almost can't catch a break. But
It is currently sitting on a makeshift hanger because I have not gotten a another one of these quick releases to mount it to the wall with because I'm gonna have to space it out.
yeah,
But
Jonathan's got a quick release fucking
this is
bolted
my
on his wall.
steering wheel.
And this is the reason why you
You
need
need to
to
spend money
spend
on your
money
steering
on,
wheel.
yeah,
I,
because
I'm
if he actually,
I'm very lucky. Like I said, I really should have probably died.
that thing is mangled.
Yeah, this was like this. I went like that.
Ow. But
Yeah,
see, this is
but
also the reason
I went kind of like since I sat
if
like
you
hunched, I went like this.
if you had
I
a good
caught
harness bar,
I caught my
your
quick
ass wouldn't
release.
have went to the
Yeah,
steering wheel.
that harness bar broke too. My quick release hit my collarbone, and surprisingly didn't break anything.
I
I
bet
just had
that
a
fucking
bruised
hurt.
shoulder. I had a really, really bruised shoulder.
See, I don't plan on doing a quick release honestly in my
Uh,
car. I plan on doing like a carbon fiber wheel or something like that, like leather and stuff. But
yeah. I mean, I spent a week in the hospital relearning and then trying to relearn how to walk. I walked down the hallway in immense pain with immense
mm,
difficulty and then finally got to go home. I spent Thanksgiving in a wheelchair and I spent that Christmas I could walk to where I was sitting, sit down and stay there
you
because
walked with a limp for a long time.
I still have a limp.
It's not as
It's
bad,
not as
honestly.
bad, but I still have a limp. Like Alex took me to Walmart one day because I was so bored from being in the house.
He was stuck in the house just because he couldn't
I've been
fucking go
stuck in the
anywhere.
house for months, and I'm like,
And he gets in
Alex,
my
please
lower
take me to
fucking Civic
Walmart. And
and
I
fucking
and he's like, well, with what car? I was like, yours. Not thinking his seat is way the hell down there, and I have a
my
broken
ass is all the
leg.
way up here.
And I have a freshly broken leg with a titanium rod in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't the smartest idea.
so we get to Walmart. He gets in his little motor cart.
Dies in electronics at the back of the store.
Oh yeah.
I had to walk with a walker that has this little arm thing on it for my wrist, for my whole arm. And because of my shattered wrist, this whole arm had to stay straight as an arrow. And so it had this little thing with a handle on it up top that I could walk with.
Oh yeah. His
Like,
little walker.
yeah,
He had his arms set up on top of it. And
I
it was
got
fucking
so many
hilarious.
looks.
Oh my god, it was hilarious.
I got so many
Nobody's ever
looks.
seen it before. It's hilarious.
They're like,
Look at this fucking
what?
retard.
And just walking
Looking
back
like
to
a
the
window
car.
licker.
Walking back to the car was miserable. That was like the longest distance I've walked since that accident.
Yeah, you were like, I'm hurting.
Yeah, I'm like, this sucks.
So now you got
Now I got two trucks. I bought a 2001 Silverado. I did headlights, cut off the muffler, really nice stereo system, and
yeah,
tinted the back
got a
glass.
CarPlay system.
Yep, I got like one of Pioneer's more expensive doubled in units
See, my CarPlay
because
system, I got lucky with mine. Mine looks like
see, I
more
was just
better because, y- like, you know how there's this like a square around your pause and play button.
mhm.
Mine doesn't have that. It looks cleaner.
I liked it.
but I don't know. It's just a complaint I have.
I liked
I don't know.
it. It
Mine
was
looks like an
fine.
OEM. Mine has like an OEM CarPlay look.
It does. It
Like
really
like in
does.
my girlfriend's car, she's got a 2020 Malibu. It's like it looks the same as mine.
It looks nice. I'm not gonna lie, but I was more after sound quality than visual appeal.
Yeah, see,
I wanted
mine's good.
I wanted a Pioneer head unit that had the same audio drivers as the CDJ 3000s. Which, if you guys, for those of you who do not know, those are the turntables that are used at uh, like what's that, Coachella, big music festivals. But yeah, that's what they use there because the audio drivers are really good and they're really crystal clear.
Yeah.
My sound system in that sounds awesome. I still have that truck. It's got a broken transmission.
You needed to tune the subs.
Yeah, well, amp blew. So, because the
Yeah.
amp was only meant for one of those, not two of them.
You gotta be honest, like my car sounds better.
Your sub is almost annoyingly heavy.
I can tune it down.
Well, yeah, but
Like
still.
I like if I turn it all the way down, like it sounds good. Like it's just
Okay.
got boom boom boom, good thumping
But
to
now
it.
I have a 2004 Silverado, a
You
white.
still have the 2001.
Yeah, I still have the '01. It's just got a broke transmission. But
Mhm.
I have an '04, which I daily drive now. I did the '06 hood and grill upgrade to it, and I went with an aftermarket grill because I found it at a junkyard for $20. Not no hate. I took the badge off my current grill, and I still had some carbon fiber wrap left over from my S10 from doing its badges, and I wrapped it in the carbon fiber wrap just to black it out.
Yeah. I need to get the
I need to do
wanna
headlights
go
to
up.
it. That's literally all I've done to it. Oh wait, no, I did the Volant cold air intake.
Yeah.
I did do the
I
Volant
want to
cold
go
air
to
intake, and I did block off the pickup from the fender. I blocked that off. I put some. I bought another piece of the plastic. I bought a square of the plastic they use for those style intakes, and I panel bonded it to the inlet side, to the other inlet side of the intake where it picks up at the fender, so that way it's only picking up the air from the bumper.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
So now so that's what we're at now, or that's where you're at now.
Yeah, man,
And
you got the Civic. I'm
yeah.
looking to buy another S10. Uh, that'd be really nice to have another S10 because I want to do that right.
Yeah, I'm about to buy a house.
I'm
I
getting
haven't
ready
told
to
you about
look.
that. Um, yeah, me and Haley are getting or pre-approved.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're not we're pretty much pre-approved. We're waiting a couple months to like be completely pre-approved
Right.
because we're waiting on tax returns really. Once the tax returns come in, then we're because we got down payment. We have some money already, but
Right. It's gonna
we
aid
want to
in
have
that down
extra
payment.
money after we are done to whenever we move.
Right.
But we went and looked at a house yesterday, and it was pretty nice and pretty perfect till we walked in, and the floor is wavy.
Oh no.
I was like, "What the fuck?" And Gina, our realtor, she was like, "What the hell is this?" Well, the house was listed for 130,000. So I was like if the floor wasn't fucked up, this would be perfect, $130,000 house. I'm like, This was not a $130,000 house.
I've been finding some 3 bed 2 bath houses that you would just need to like put a shop on for about 110, 120.
Yeah, you know, definitely want to get a shop, but
Yeah,
we're gonna
I would definitely
in
build a
like
shop out back.
10 years, me and Ayla are gonna be building a barn dominium.
Yeah, that's really what I want to do. I want to buy a chunk of property and
So
build a
I'm
barn
gonna
dominium.
have a shop in the house, motherfucking, and we're gonna probably rent out the house that we're buying now,
Yeah, that's what I
or
would
just
do.
sell it.
No, rent that out. It's
I
worth
mean, if we sell it, we would get more money originally, but
well up front. You could probably make more in the long
well,
term.
rent if we rent it, we would still have to pay the mortgage, and only get probably an extra 400 from the renters, and that's not enough to really keep up on the house. So I mean, we'll see how the market
Yeah,
is in 10 years.
see how it looks. See how it looks.
Because if it keeps going the way it's going, that house is gonna be worth millions. And
Right.
we're still gonna be making $20 an hour. Fucking,
Yeah.
fucking living in our fucking
Alex, we're
three
gonna have to
hundred
go back to
thousand
living
dollar
in a camper.
cars. We don't need to get into that this episode. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. We had a
That was
good
a great
talk.
one.
Got into what we're doing. We're gonna be doing live shows.
When do you want to do
Once
them?
the well, once we figure stuff out more and have more podcasts and stuff, we'll talk about it more. But we have
We would
we
definitely
have a
need
pretty
the
we're in
equipment
Saint
for live.
we're in we're in
We're in the St. Louis
Jefferson
area.
Jefferson County. It's right below St. Louis, and we have a really big car community. So we can be doing live shows, talking to our local car enthusiasts. Same thing we're doing now. Talking about the same thing about their cars and what they've had in the past and stuff, and learn about how they started learning about cars and everything.
Yeah.
I think that would be a very interesting topic. So yeah, if you want to follow us, check out our Facebook page, Sparkplug TV. It's a purple background. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's 12 underscore SIVIC. And then if you want to follow Jason here on Instagram, he is that underscore S10 underscore guy 14.
It's the only one they
So
had available, man. I'm sorry.
14. I got 12 because that's the year of my car. So
They didn't have 98.
motherfucking.
It was used. So I guess the official number that we're going to put on the side of the next S10 will be 14.
14. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Yeah.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.